Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Adai Miniatures, and today I'm going to be showing you how to convert this into this. So to start with, this is a second time that I approach this, because last time I completely deleted the entire footage of converting this car. So what I want to do is give him a kind of a reverse shark fin on the front, like maybe you can imagine this as a saw blade being just attached, not exactly, but just the teeth of the blade being attached. And then I'm just thinking maybe some, because I don't want the both cars that I'm gonna have from this project to look identical, I will definitely put some cladding on the windows, because I don't want to deal with the inside. And something on the back, maybe some sort of weapon. But yeah, let's just get all the materials and let's get started. So after digging through my parts, you can see that I found some gears, some resistors here, something else, old green stuff, pipes that I made. This is a piece of a Land Raider, I think, from Warhammer 40,000. And those are, this one and this one are a pieces of processor nest from the motherboard, and of course the mesh. But I found these gears, and sitting here I was just like, maybe this is gonna be even better idea, just to, instead of doing the shark fins again, cut this in half and place it on top here, and maybe in here, and then I have one more. It have numbers on it, but I don't care about that. Yeah, those gears, I think they are from one of those disposable cameras that I had once, and just disassemble it into pieces. So let's start cutting it, and this isn't perfectly straight, so if I just cut it under the angle, maybe. There's a problem with, I'm afraid that it's gonna just crack and I'm gonna waste the entire piece. But yeah, this is gonna actually look cool. I think that I found what I wanted, just something tiny bit different than the previous one that I make. And there we go. There is roughly the angle. Now just take the blade, and if you cut towards yourself, yeah, and sometimes you are just left with no other choice. If you want to do something very fine, just be careful and have a very good blade control, like, if you can, always cut away from yourself. If you can't, well, be ready for some sliced fingers if you don't have the blade control as I do. Although my fingers did get, I mainly cut my fingers when I'm trying my best to cut away from myself, and like, I'm keeping the distance from the blade, and then slash, the finger is well, not gone, but damaged. Alright, I need to find my super glue, be right back. So I just found my super glue, and I'm gonna be adding this I did use way too much super glue. And again, I don't strip the model, because the toy, because I don't see a point of it. There are rare instances where for Gaslands stripping the car is preferable, in my opinion, but this isn't the one. The paint job that I want to put on this is so simple, but it ain't gonna cover any details. And you know, I hope, like, the only issue with this idea that I have right now is flimsiness of it. Yeah, always when you attach like long shapes to the cars, it's gonna be fragile, it's gonna be easy to break off. Yeah, but now I'm gonna put the next one just on the back, so I need to cut again this wedge and then shape it. Yep. And again, when you cut like that, the closer you hold the blade, the least chance you have of actually slipping and having an accident. And I know I should be talking constantly, don't cut towards yourself, but everyone and their mother already said that, and we all know that it is not always possible to do so. So there is another one. I'm just thinking about one more on top, making from this number gauge. I don't know what this is exactly. Like I said, I assume it is from the old one-time use camera, but not 100% sure. Still, it's a good looking detail. So yeah, let's just figure out where to put it. And this somewhat works. I'm just gonna cut a little bit more from here, because I wanted to slide to the back and not hang over the front too much. So I need to as well cut just something like that. And this works as a weird mohawk for a car. Yeah, it's not the So that's the basic shape of it. And what next with it? Like, I would want to do something different than with the other car. I'm gonna show you the other car, how it turned out. This one is looking like that. I didn't want to give him any weapons, so I like the canisters in the back, and I think that I'm gonna replicate this, you know, just to show sort of a unity of those cars. But I want to do something a little bit different with the windows. I have this piece in here, which surprisingly actually fits into this window perfectly. So I didn't cut it, I just found it as is. Well, I did cut it at some stage, but it was years ago probably, or months. Yeah, my cat wants to say hello, that's why he's meowing all the time. And you see, it fits in here perfectly. So I have one window cover. I have this one, which I was thinking, you know, it's a bit thicker than the others, and you know, maybe I can cover the other window. But I don't think it actually fits. It's a bit, well, it can fit. I will do that. Just, you know, like, to be completely honest, in any other household this would be just a piece of trash, but in here It's a giant grate to cover the window. And I have these pieces still left from the gear, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe I'm just gonna attach them on the doors as kind of a blades sticking out. You know, just for cutting the unsuspecting victims. It's just kind of an homage to Dead Race 2000, if anyone saw that movie beside me. I remember that they have the blades on the cars everywhere, and this car actually started reminding me of one of those. And like, yeah, I don't have a clue what weapon to put on him. Yeah, this blade can be counted for the game purposes as a front ram. But yeah, I'm gonna put the cylinders somewhat similarly as I put them on the other car. And of course, you know, I hope that I have enough of them to last me for all of this team, because this really kind of tied them together now. And I know for a fact that those little door blades gonna be a nuisance when it's gonna come to painting, because they gonna want to snap out straight away. Okay, that's fine. You can see I already bended one, but it's holding. That's nice. So I have it to this stage, and now I definitely will cut this mesh for the windows. And what else? I'm just thinking about the weapons, and you know, I have a lot of plastic cards, so I can just build a weapon. But as well, I have this bolt gun from Space Marines, from Primary Space Marines. And you know, like, this is quite heavy weapon, so maybe just mount it on the side, just remove the hands and, you know, just mount it here. I know that the scope would be definitely unnecessary, so yeah, let's go with that idea, since I have plenty of spares after I started converting my Space Marines, those ones that I bought like 50 of them, of the exactly same pose, into my version of heavy intercessors. And just snap the fingers here and in here, and on this car this is gonna be completely invisible, the gap in here. So just snap them, attach this actually on the back window here. It's gonna give me a cover for the back window, and I ain't gonna have to think about this. And yeah, so this one gonna have some gun. And again, this amount of super glue is atrocious that I'm using, but there are different kinds of plastics, metal, and everything that's tried to hold together, so kind of excessive amount of super glue is expected, if not, you know, preferred in this case. And you know, like last time I did skip the pipes, the exhaust that I make. So I'm thinking about adding a couple of exhausts in here, maybe 2-3 exhaust pipes. Although this now is in the way. So yeah, let's just remove it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add 1, 2, maybe 3 exhaust pipes in here, and you know, I don't even bother with cutting them properly, as I just snip them with snippers. Yeah, and I want to make them kind of rough at the end, orcish style, since we have October now. But I ain't gonna be drilling holes in them, although that would look much better. You can just drill holes, you know, to show as a heat holes or whatever, like with guns, or you know, with the big rigs. They have this kind of pipe over the exhaust. They may not always have to, but yeah, I have this extra green stuff pipes that I make ages ago, and it is not just green stuff, it is green stuff and milliput, which in this case is a small disadvantage because green stuff would be still somewhat flexible. Green stuff and milliput have very low flexibility. It's gonna be breaking instead of bending. So what I'm gonna just do is get this gun to stick a little bit more. I'm gonna attach them in here without anything, and then just, you know, go to the bottom of the car and cut the pipes without any extra step, you know, any bending. I don't want to do more what do you call it, green stuff work on this car at least. Yeah, and now I'm just gonna attach this to have at least a little bit, and I can probably just, you know, go to the wing here and then cut it off, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. And this car just became a very busy one. Just how do you call it, saying about, you know, all the parts that are on it. So this, and now just in here cut, yeah, and it's hiding underneath this wing, and I'm gonna take the second part and just glue it into the second pipe. Phew. My English is, I'm struggling with English today. And I have this like that, and just again snip it somewhere here, and I just bend the roof one. Yeah, this one gonna be more of a display piece than actually gaming piece, but I have this gun attached, I have those blades attached, I have this, and now I have I'm gonna need to attach it again. I have these giant exhaust pipes. I'm just gonna rip it off and put it back again. You know, this plastic is a little bit softer than the plastic card I usually use, and it seems like it don't want to stick as well. But you know, if I give it enough time to dry, and I ain't gonna be touching it constantly, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. Now I need to find my scissors and cut out the front window covering, so I'll be right back. So now I have this mesh cut out for this window at least, and just again just squeeze it in here, and this is gonna be a nightmare to work with, but I have some brush, so I can just hopefully push it into the position, and I did. And I need to fix this wing again. This isn't my best day for making miniatures. and there is a one more window here, so I'm just gonna grab a longer piece of mesh, and hopefully this is gonna be enough to cover it. Yes. So yeah, you can see that sometimes, you know, when you are building those cars, not every experiment, not every idea would work straight away, and you just have to come back to it. You know, you can sometimes go over the same space 3-4 times and still not like it. But yeah, and you can see that I again have to fix this wing. It's holding, but it's just bending like crazy. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this to dry, then black bomb it, and I'll be back with the painting. But the painting is pretty much the same as with the other car. So yeah. So like always, the paint job really tied back together from just bunch of separate little pieces. It turned out, you know, after black bombing, into something coherent. And you know, like always, I'm just gonna be dry brushing this. So I have some metallic paint at the end of the brush. I need to empty it as much as I can, and you know, just go and dry brush this entire car. This is first time that I'm using such a big makeup brush, but I actually like how well it's covering. Like, it isn't too dark. It don't get the blacks too dark straight away. It's not too dark, too metallic straight away. And it isn't making this one just, you know, pure metal or leaving it pure black. I think that I don't have enough of the paint. And now my memory strikes again because I don't know where I put it. Oh, goodness. So yeah, I have it back. And just the very tops of this car. And the edges. And there it is. So now only the spin table. So now you can see the both finished cars. That's what happened when I make mistake and delete the footage. But we have one which looks a little bit like a I don't know, Iroquois, and the other one, you know, with a little bit of gears in there. But this is all for today. If you liked it, please rate, comment and subscribe, and have a lovely day.